stuff. I most certainly wasn't supposed to shoot anyone or blow anything up. I wasn't saying that was how it always worked out. I was just saying that it was never my intention when I opened a file on any given mission that it should end with a bang. Attached to Strike Force, my job mostly kept me here at headquarters, where the operatives would hand me bits and pieces of crime puzzles, and I was tasked with figuring things out. I'd like to figure this situation out. Still, I sat. Still, the woman cried. Still, the commanders yacked, nodded, and huffed. I wondered if this was how this kind of thing always went. I'd ask Stryker later. Leanne came back with a tray that she set on the credenza. She moved a box of tissues to the far end, closest to the woman, then moved a small trash bin to the floor for the woman's convenience. After setting a bottle of water and a glass near her, Leanne said, "Mrs. Foley, if this would be of comfort." Without waiting for a response, Leanne moved to pour 3 coffees. I watched her add cream and sweetener to one. That one she set down in front of me. She placed the other cups and saucers, black, where I assumed the owners would sit, once they got off their phones. Leanne reached a platter with artisanal mini-muffins and strawberries to the center of the table, with a stack of bread plates and napkins, took her tray, and left. Mrs. Foley. That name was my first bite of information. My only information. Yep. Here I was, waggling my foot, sending my gaze to the iniquitous owners on my left, back to the woman on my right, back to my hands in my lap. Uncomfortable. "Lynx," Mr. Spencer said as he tapped his phone to end his conversation and headed over to the table. "Good that you're here. We're waiting for one more." The door swung open, and Damien Prescott moved into the room. As a special agent with the FBI, Prescott led a joint task force that had to do with international criminal organizations that wanted to set up shop here in the United States. I had brushed past him on several Iniquus cases. Through those encounters, I knew that Prescott was bright and dedicated, but I hadn't seen enough of his personality to form a solid opinion of him outside of his role with the FBI. As he moved into the conference room, I stood and turned to face him, with a smile and an extended hand. Prescott reached for a shake. "Good, Lynx. You're here." He reached for Mr. Spencer's hand and nodded to Colonel Grant, still standing at the bank of windows working his phone. Prescott ended by resting stormy eyes on Mrs. Foley. From his look and stance, Prescott knew her. And he knew exactly what this was about. Mrs. Foley was taking advantage of the tissues, blowing her nose loudly, swiping at her eyes. Her mascara blackened her orbs, giving her face structure a skeletal cast. "We just buried Kaylie on Wednesday." Her nostrils flared as she glared at Prescott. "And now, you tell me she's alive?" Chapter 2. That was quite the opener. Everyone in the room stilled. "Did you realize her funeral was this past Wednesday?" She took an overlong, aggressive step toward Prescott. "My family put Kaylie to rest in our minds." She pressed her lips together and swallowed audibly. "The judge issued a declaration of death. We went out and bought a beautiful plot of land." She turned her attention to Mr. Spencer. "Kaylie's tomb is under an oak tree. That oak is over 200 years old. Its trunk, massive and craggy. Kaylie would have so loved that tree. The limbs so wide." Mrs. Foley reached her arms out as if to give us an idea of the expanse. "Generously embracing our memories."